Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today you'll be watching just a random blacktop game in the background while I'm going to talk about the NCAA tournament. Today was the first day of the NCAA tournament. I usually don't make these type of videos, but I really like the NCAA tournament, and I think it's the best time of the year. March Madness is one of my favorite times of the year. Gotta get myself out of school to watch some of these games, but let's get right into it. I'm just gonna recap all the games real fast for those of you that aren't interested or really missed some of the games because of reasons like work or school or something. Then I'll recap them. Start out today, UNC Wilmington against Duke, and that was actually a very close game. Some people probably looked at the second half and were like, Duke really blew them out, but UNC Wilmington was up at half and they really took it to Duke and gave them a scare, but Duke was able to rebound and really get through that game. Then next was Butler and Texas Tech. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of that game, but Butler did come up with some clutch shots in the game and get away with a victory. That Dunham, he's a beast. That kid can shoot the ball. And then Iowa State Iona. I really thought Iona had a really good chance today with English. He's a very good player. Alex English or AJ English. It's one of those. I can't quite remember. He's a very good player, but Iowa State just had too much and English couldn't quite do it all. So it did end up with Iowa State getting that win. Then another game is UConn Colorado, one of those another 8-9 seed games that are kind of hard to predict, but I felt like UConn coming out of the American Conference Championship really was going to take care of that game, and they definitely did, and they got the win. And Kansas over Austin Peay. Most people knew what was going to happen that game. Obviously, Kansas took it to them. Then we had a few of the upsets of the day, as you guys may have heard if you follow college basketball. Yale beating Baylor. Now that was quite the game. I'll be talking about the players of the day, really the people that really showed out for the day, and Yale has one of those players in there that some of you guys, if you did watch, definitely know who that is. But that was a great upset by Yale, and really just, I don't know what it is about Baylor last year losing to Georgia State. I don't know what it is about that when it comes to March, but they just can't quite get those wins against the high seeds. But then again, neither can Purdue, who I was actually kind of hoping to win, because if you guys don't know already, I support Iowa, who, man, I hope they can win tomorrow. They've been on such a tough stretch. They really need to win tomorrow. We could really use a win against Temple and give ourselves a shot at Nova. But nonetheless, Purdue repping the Big Ten. I was just hoping they had those 3 7-footers. They lost to Arkansas Little Rock. That clutch three-pointer to send it into overtime. Then they pulled it out in double overtime. That was a heck of a game, though. If you're just a basketball fan, that was a great game to watch. Some more games throughout the day. One, Miami-Buffalo. That's actually a really close game, but it kind of seemed like Miami was in quite a bit of control. They always had the lead throughout most of the game. It really wasn't too close at all throughout the whole day. Then more games, Indiana-Chattanooga. Kind of a close game in the first half, but Indiana ended up pulling away from them. And then UNC Florida Gulf Coast. Now that was a pretty good game in the first half. UNC was up 1, and people are kind of wondering if there could actually be a 16 seed winning, but then Bryce Johnson, another one of my players to look out for, he just took over that game. And then Kentucky Stony Brook. Kentucky was just too much for Stony Brook. Kentucky, I think, could really go far if they get by Indiana. Then they'll play UNC, and I think they have a really good shot at beating UNC if they can make it past them. Then another game, Utah-Fresno State. Utah really played a very good game. They got away with a win there. And then one of my teams I think to make a deep run, Wichita State, did beat Arizona so good defensively, but I'll get into more of those kind of teams that I think could go far. And then Providence USC, maybe one of the top games of the day, really was close. USC did anything to get rid of that game. They missed free throws, turned the ball over, just bad mistakes late in the game, things you cannot do when you're trying to close the game. And Providence took advantage of all of their chances, missed a lot of clutch baskets, but finally the inbounds play at the end really the dagger in the game. And then the game that just ended, Gonzaga beating Seton Hall. I kind of saw that one coming because Gonzaga's a really good team, won their conference tournament to get themselves into the tournament, but Sabonis and Kyle Wiltjer, they're just beasts, and you can't stop those type of players. Isaiah Whitehead went something like 4 of 24 or something like that. It's not a very good game on his standards, but Gonzaga did get a win. So next, let's see, I'm going to talk about the teams I really liked today on the first day. I really like Gonzaga. Sabonis, he's a great player. I honestly see him being really good at the next level, let alone in this tournament right now. Wiltjer is really good. There's nothing he can really do. He can shoot it over you, he can take it to the basket, he can post you up. He does a lot. He's very versatile. Another team that I liked from the day was Wichita State. Like I said, they're a team that I felt like could make a deep run, which I'll talk about later, but such a good defensive team. Another teams that I really like today were Kentucky. I felt like they took care of business. John Calipari is a smart guy. He was going off on ESPN the other day, if you saw that, about how they were seeded. Just what were they? What are they? 4 seed? Yeah. And after they won the SEC tournament, well, he was just going off on ESPN. He gave his players so much motivation after that really they just came out firing on all cylinders, and they played really good today. And those are just some of the teams I kind of do like out of the first start of the day today. But now let's talk about the upsets. Yale, oh, that was a really good game. If you saw that post-game conference with Prince from Baylor, how he talked about Yale out-rebounding Baylor, man, that was really funny. If you guys have not seen that, make sure you go look that up. Just look up Miller's post-game press conference about rebounding against Yale. That was just funny to see. You gotta check that one out. But Yale played very good that game and got the win. And Arkansas Little Rock, man, I thought when it was getting down in the crunch time, Purdue was up like 15 points or something like that, and then they ended up just letting Arkansas Little Rock get right back into it, and then they got confidence and really took away with it. Those are some of the bigger upsets of the day. Wichita State, which I feel like some people really saw that one coming with Wichita State, and they already played a game in the first 4, so they already kind of got things going already earlier this week. But next I want to talk about Virginia's Coach Bennett. Man, that was probably pretty scary for a lot of people. I'm glad he's okay. It was just dehydration, and he just took a knee when he's in the middle of a game, and I don't really know what happened. He just kind of must have been lightheaded or something. They said it was from dehydration, but I'm glad that he was back. He was able to come back in the second half, and everything seems to be okay. But man, that's probably pretty scary for a lot of Virginia fans and people, just basketball fans in general. But next, let's talk about the best players of the tournament today for me. I thought Bryce Johnson, I know they're playing Florida Gulf Coast, but that man is a beast. When they beat Duke in Cameron Indoor Stadium, he went off. What did he have, like 20-plus rebounds, 20-plus points? He went off. Conference tournament, he played great against Virginia, and he just had a heck of a day, and I could see him having one heck of a tournament. Once he gets going on the inside and he just pumps up the crowd, that dude is unstoppable. Now, the next guy I want to talk about is Arkansas Little Rock point guard, Higgins. That's how you say he scored like 31 points today, and he had that clutch 3 to send it into overtime, and eventually took it to double overtime. That really was a big-time shot out of that kid. I thought they were going to try to go for a quick 2 then foul, but no, he just took his time, hit the three-pointer, sent to overtime. And then the last person I want to talk about is McKay Mason, if I'm saying that right, from Yale. What did he have? He had 30-plus points. Mid-range game was unstoppable. Just Baylor couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't guard him, and he played fantastic. And honestly, I could see them really taking Duke to the wire. Now I want to talk about the teams from the day that I could see making a deep run. First, I could see Kentucky. A lot of people can see Kentucky as well, and they just, about Jamal Murray. Tyre Ulis, I think, is just, people don't give him his respect because he's only 5'8", 5'9", but he could have been the player of the year. He played fantastic, and with him and Jamal Murray in the backcourt, then you have him surrounded by Scal, I don't know how to say his name, Labazier, something like that. If he plays the way he can, and the rest of the people just step up with him, that could be a dangerous team when it comes to March, and usually Calipari makes them a dangerous team. The other dangerous team that I have making a deep run, could make a deep run, is Wichita State. Wichita State is probably the best defensive team in the NCAA tournament this year. They played a great first 4 game against Vanderbilt, which really I don't know if that stands out to a lot of people, because Vanderbilt, they're just not really, they didn't bring it all together this year in the SEC, but they do have some NBA prospects, and that's why it just seemed pretty impressive that they played such a good game defensively. And then against Arizona, a lot of people probably saw Arizona with Tarzewski and Gabe York. That it was just too much for Wichita State to handle, but Wichita State played tremendous. They just get so many good offensive looks and just really make you work on the offensive end when you're on offense and on defense, and they're great. With Fred VanVleet coming back after they lost to UNI, I think they really just took that one to the chin, and now they're really playing great basketball. I'd love to see how far they can make it, see if they can get past Miami, then maybe even Villanova. I guess we'll have to see if that works. And also Ron Baker's just really, he can hit the outside shot. He defends very well. He does a lot for that team, and it seems like he's been there for like 7 years. But Next, I'm going to talk about the matchups, who I think could win on Saturday when all these teams face off. UNC Providence is the first game. UNC is a great team, but I could definitely see Providence giving them a run. I do see UNC probably winning that game. And for you guys that ask if you guys are wondering if I make brackets for March Madness, I do, but really, I do like one or two or some, like, just really mess around with it. Maybe one actual one that I think could go right. But after I lose a couple of games that I picked wrong, it's really just a lot better to sit back and enjoy it. If you guys haven't tried it, just sitting back enjoying it instead of looking at your bracket. It's actually really, really nice to sit back, watch some basketball. It's great games all day long, and that's really what it's all about in March. But going back to Providence UNC, I definitely think Providence can make a run at UNC for that game, but I do see UNC winning that game. Then Kentucky Indiana. This is going to be a heck of a game. Yogi Ferrell versus Tyler Ulis, both small point guards that can shoot the rock and take it on the drive. They can do it all. And a lot of people could see Indiana as the Big Ten champs really taking it to Kentucky, but I honestly think Kentucky has a very good chance to win this game, and I think they might actually pull away with this one. But then again, Indiana can do just about anything. They can shoot, they can drive. They're so good defensively. I don't know. That's going to be a really good game. I honestly don't know who's going to win that game. I'd like to root for Indiana because they're out of the Big Ten, but I guess we'll have to find out. Virginia Butler. Butler shoots the ball really well, but Virginia's just so good defensively. If Wichita State's not the best defensive team, then Virginia's definitely right there at the top as well. They are fantastic. I believe they'll get by with that game. Then Arkansas Little Rock and Iowa State. I think Iowa State blows out Arkansas Little Rock. I don't think that's close with George's Niang. I just think he's going to score 25 plus points, and I really think they're going to blow them out and go to the Sweet 16. Then Utah Gonzaga. Gonzaga is just a really good team. That's a high seed. They didn't have the resume to look like a dangerous tournament team, but they are a really good team. It's more like the eye test. You hear Dickie V talk about this all the time on ESPN, the eye test. He really sees them as a very good team. And I can see him beating Utah, but Utah's really good as well. So we'll have to see how that one works out. Then on the other side, Yale and Duke. Like I said, I could see Yale definitely winning that game, but I honestly think their offense, Grayson Allen, Brandon Ingram, I love Brandon Ingram. He's going to be great in the NBA once he gets there. I think Duke's going to win that game. Now, Kansas, UConn. I think UConn stays with Kansas for a little while in the first half, maybe to start the second half. But I see Perry Ellis, who's probably about 34 now. I could see him really taking over that game and doing a lot against Oriaki if he can get him in foul trouble. And I can see Kansas just running away with that one there with the last about 10 minutes in the second half. Then here's the big matchup, Miami-Wichita State. If you guys haven't found out, I'm really rooting for Wichita State in this March Madness. I don't know why. I just really like Van Fleet and Ron Baker. And I feel like they're going to take over some of these games. And I think they could honestly give Miami a run. Now, whether they come out with a win or not, I don't know. But I believe Wichita State will give them a very good game right down to the wire. We'll have to see how that one goes. Those are my predictions, though. I'm really excited for tomorrow. These videos I'll be bringing you every day after the tournament. Like, I'll have them tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, and then the tournament's off for a week till we get to the Sweet 16 next week. But every single day I'll have it, but it won't just be a one upload. It'll be a double upload for me those days. I'll bring you like Madden and then this video afterwards, and that would be really how the routine goes for a little bit. It won't just be these every single day, so you're not bored of it. You'll have 2 videos to watch if you want to. If not, that's perfectly okay. But I'm really excited for tomorrow's games. If you guys don't know, I am an Iowa Hawkeyes fan. If I did explain that earlier in the episode, so I just hope they can beat Temple. Man, I'm excited for those games, but man, there could be some big upsets tomorrow, though. I really think there could be, and I'll have my reactions afterwards of tomorrow's day. So I hope you guys did enjoy today. Let me know who you guys think can make a deep run, who you think's like the best player of the tournament. I can see Buddy Hield having a great tournament. I love Buddy Hield and Denzel Valentine, 2 great players. I'll bring you my reactions tomorrow as well. Hope you guys did enjoy this one. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, comment what you guys think about March Madness and everything. And don't forget, go Hawks.